I'm just thrilled with the experience. I'll be bummed if I end up not winning, and I'll be super bummed if both Nina and I don't win. But I'll be really happy if she gets it. Like, it's just under the happiness level for me.
Super stoked. Much further than I expected. My gameplay did work out, which I am totally excited that it did. And that's what's really thrilling me too, is that my plan coming in has worked.
Whatever happens in the end, I'm gonna cry either way. It'll mostly be joy for whomever, especially if it's me, when it is me.
So making the finale, absolute dream of mine. I hope it's a finale, but I hope I got some more game left in me. I'm so proud of the game I've played.
There were very few women at the merge. Here we had 4 out of 12. We got half and half, and that was fine. And I trust my alliance of 6 quite a bit, with the core being me, Julian, Nina, and David.
Everyone has played just like such an amazing game, so it's so exciting. I love a final end of the game with all strong players. That makes it way more exciting. So I'm excited to see what happens and fight it out.
Great game. Yeah, that's pretty Travis spoke. Thanks. If I ever need toilet paper one day, who knows?
All right. We're going to head out to the challenge field.
No.
All right. Final 6. Welcome to your next immunity challenge. Nina, take it back for the 3rd time. Can she do it again?
I want to do it again.
All right, this one is called Keep It Rolling, and here's how it's going to work. You each will have a station with a die. At the start of each round, I'm going to say a number that you need to get your die. When you get your die back to the square, that number has to be facing up. You will utilize these spaces to roll your die how you need to orient it so that when it lands here, the number I asked for is facing up. So for example, this is one move, then I can move here, then I move here. So you got to use the squares as your spots. So you can only move into the 9 positions that are on your grid. All right, so like that's a move, and if I needed the 3 up, now I'm good. And I raise my hand, and you'll be safe. Last person to do it each round is eliminated. So just a reminder,
See how heavy it is?
once you get the number facing up, put your hand up to lock yourself in. If you don't put your hand up, you may not be in time. So make sure you get that hand up. All right? Any questions? All right. For the first round, you're going for the 3. That's good. Julian's good. Jess is good. Nina's up. And Travis. All right. For the next round, going for the 1. Go. Julian's good. Lauren's good. Jess is good. And David. And Eric. Eric's good. David is out. All right, keep on the 1. Now you are going for the 4. Go. Lauren's good. Eric's good. Jeff is good. Julian.
No, yeah.
That's right, everybody?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yep. Going for the 5. Go. Eric's good. Lauren's good. Jess, you have been eliminated. Down to 2. You're gonna go for the 4. Go. No, that was a diagonal. Lauren's good. Lauren wins immunity. All right, Lauren, come on up. Second immunity win for Lauren.
My hair's really big.
Yeah, it is.
It's okay.
You are officially safe into the final 5. And I will now be announcing this is another instant travel council. What that means is you're going to have between 5 and 10 minutes right here, right now to do your strategizing. Then we'll bring you to tribal. Your time starts now.
My first would be Nina or...
You get Nina. If you're done, do if I can get you, Nina, and me.
Yeah.
So guaranteed.
Well, it depends on like who wins immunity, so it's hard to like if someone else gets it, but that would be the plan. But if somebody else wins at 4, then now we're dealing with a different issue. But
David has an idol. So he'll probably play it. And Eric this is probably the last time he can play something. Just, I, in my heart of hearts, can't vote for Nina. I don't care what you do.
Okay. I don't know. Please just protect me.
I'm just, yeah, okay. Basically every time, that's why it's on the table.
Okay.
I'm afraid that he is kind of running things. I would like to take him out personally.
I'm fine with them.
Okay. I want to talk to others and see what they think. Because I think they're going to turn it on you.
I think so too.
Which I don't want that.
I don't want that either.
Yeah.
it's kind of arbitrary.
getting to a point that like I don't feel comfortable voting for a lot of people, so
Yeah,
I might
it's
try
fine.
to take a step back.
Let's take a step back. It's fine.
So
I'm fine.
I feel like you and Eric is our best friend. So, honestly, I don't know. We don't know. It's also completely possible that our read of the jury is completely wrong, and one of these people could just hate them. So,
Right? No, you confused me.
I'll do it. You're so.
I think that,
Can we pull it off?
yeah, Jess wants to because she knows that he's gonna do her. And Eric is,
Doing this.
yeah, he's just scared. No, Eric wants to do Julian too. He's just scared that it's him.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I'm not here. It's not you at all.
I told Nina I'm not voting for you.
so is David.
I don't know. I haven't talked to him since.
Nina's
I think so.
Who would you go to save? Because you know
I did do Jess.
Oh, okay. Worst comes to worst. I'll vote you. If you can get me, like, I will go to the end with you too. Like, I'd rather make it to the end than go out here. Just self-preservation at this point.
I'm hearing two different names. That makes sense. What other names are you hearing?
Julian said Nina. Nina's telling me that Julian doesn't tell him Nina, but it sounds like they're both throwing each other under the bus.
So Julian probably said that to you because he started planning on voting for you.
Right.
And he had to have a decoy.
Right.
I'm just guessing.
Please, my game is serious now. I don't know how I can recover from that. I really want to keep it. Yeah, like Final Five is the finale. Like, I really want to get back there. I mean, if y'all save my ass, like, what case do I have over you? So, that's what I'm saying.
I was, yeah.
You have very limited time.
I'm fine.
So what you could do is use your skill on Eric.
I know.
On Eric. Make him nervous. Make him play as
I am nervous.
You're not. You're
You just
fine.
said Eric.
Oh, fuck. Sorry. Oh, David, I did that multiple times. I promise I'm with you. We can even split it if we want. Oh, we can literally just split it on Eric and Nina if you do that. That's so easy. So, me, you, and Jess are 3.
Mm-hmm.
If you steal Eric's vote, that's 4. Oh, fuck. I have 2 votes. If you steal David's vote, that's 4. So we put 2 votes on David and 2 votes on Nina. Even if David places idle, one of the 2 of them is guaranteed to go.
Oh, that's one for it. You think so?
Yeah.
Because Jess doesn't want him.
I have a feeling that maybe you don't use that advantage to help them.
Really walk together?
Yeah.
We'll try to get the duck.
Will save me. Just like take me to the end. I honestly, I feel like I don't have a show. Like, I feel like all of y'all can play so much better than me. We voted together every single vote. I feel like y'all are so fucking friends than me. And y'all have a chance. I just want to.
I think we're the final 4.
Because Nina was telling me that she's voted. She told me.
And I don't feel like I can vote. And you had Julian, everybody, I'm like,
I know.
right now I'm just, like, this is where it gets bad. This is where it gets
It's so
difficult.
hard.
I know.
It's like,
What's that?
Am I good?
Yes, you're good. So we'll use it. I need to make. This is a dicey situation.
Wait, can we think for 1 second? 5 out of 6 of the immunities are right here.
No. That's amazing. Oh my god. That's iconic.
But I don't know what any of them are doing. legitimately, I don't know if Eric's playing an advantage.
I don't know at this point
what's
either.
happening. I'm very stressed out.
All right, final six. How was the scramble out there? I'll start with Nina.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was emotional. I think it was informational, and I think a lot of things are still up in the air.
Jess, is that true? Do you think the vote is still kind of up in the air and maybe live?
My brain is exploding right now. Yeah, I mean, it's fluid.
Fluid.
I think I know what I need to do to save myself, and you know, I hope that those people that I talk to know that, once again, I say what I mean, and I mean what I say, and I've been that way the whole game, and there's no reason I would change now. So I'm going to do what I need to do for me, and I hope that their fluid becomes solid.
Julian, talk to me a little bit about what the scramble is like for you and what conversations you're trying to have now to help yourself at the next round.
So it's a little disappointing that we only had like 5 to 10 minutes to deal with that, but it's also relieving at the same time because we're not scrambling for longer. I feel like I'm in quite a bit of danger right now, and it's the first time I've felt like that since the first vote, and it's not a great feeling. I've told everyone so many times how much I want to be here and how much fun I'm having, and I hope people will hear me out and take me with them into the end game. I've said my parts to the people I feel like I need to, and I'm just like really praying that it's not me right now. So.
And Lauren, how much does desire to be here and wanting to play the game factor in? Is that something you're considering, or is it full-on strategy? I've got to think about what I need to do to get to the end.
Yeah, it definitely is a consideration, but it at the same time, like, all of us are spending 4 days of our lives in the woods doing this. So I do think everybody really wants to be here. We also paid money to do this. So yeah, it's definitely a consideration, but I feel like you can't like quantify it. So.
And David, were any of the chats out there about really trying to lock in on a final tribal group or a final tribal pair or whatever that becomes? Like, what are people talking about final tribal right now?
Oh yeah. And I don't know if it'll be a live tribal, but it was a live scramble out there and a live walk down the path to here, and I literally heard every single name except yours because you got a necklace on. It was nuts, and like I was hearing names like as we're walking up the path, different names, and I think I know where it's going, but this is probably not going to be it's not going to be a unanimous vote for sure, just based on hearing all those different types of names.
So Eric, what does Eric have to do to get to the final tribal council?
Make it through this vote and the next vote.
Anything strategic?
Oh, strategic. My brain's a little fried. Speaking with everybody, we had so many plans that they had to explain it to me like 3 or 4 times just for me to think about what the plan was. So I'm a little scrambled. I don't want to see anybody go, but that's a game. And it is a game. But what surprised me about playing this game is you do get emotion, you do build connections that I didn't think maybe 4 days was that much, but I guess when you're sleeping and snoring and sweating next to each other, you do. But this has been a lot of fun, and I hope we move forward from this vote.
If there's anything else anybody needs to say that they weren't able to say out there or weren't able to say right here, now is the time. You can talk to each other, you can make it live.
Yeah, I don't know who I'm voting for, so. Please.
We got cut off back there. Is there anything else that are you throwing one on me?
Where are you going?
Hopefully that cleared it up. A lot of emotions. I can see them on all your faces. It's time to vote. I'm going to start with David.
Ooh-wee. Okay. That was a lot.
Not a happy one this time. I'm being told I'm safe. But honestly, I don't know how much my chances of winning are anymore. Because I'm going into potentially the final 5 with the 4 biggest threats, like, for the longest time, so I'm gonna have to play the emotional game and think a lot about how I want to pitch myself. I even have a chance to make it to the end. So I really don't want to be making this vote because I know this person probably isn't voting for me and I'm lying to them, so I've been lying to too many people. This is really hard. In this game, you gotta do what it takes to get to the end, and this is my only option, so I'm really sorry.
Oh boy. I think I blew it. I think my indecision caught me in the end here. I should have played an advantage. I think I'm going home.
I just haven't had the time and opportunity to get to know you, to be able to know if, you know, what you say is something that I can trust. I hope I'm not shooting myself in the foot. See you on the other side.
All right, this is the first tribal that I'm feeling a little nervous. I'm voting Julian just in case. I have the votes. I really want him to go. I think he is someone standing between me and the final 3. So yeah, and I think he could do great at the final.
Again.
If anybody has a hidden immunity idol or an advantage they'd like to use, now's the time to do so.
Can we have pizza tonight?
I might be able to grant that wish. All right, first vote, Julian. Next vote, Jess. Next vote, Nina. 1 vote Julian, 1 vote Jess, 1 vote Nina. Next vote, Jess. 2 votes Jess, 1 vote Julian, 1 vote Nina. Next vote is for Jess. Jess with 3 votes, nobody else can catch up with you. You need to bring me your torch. Jess, it's been wonderful having you in the game. Thank you so much for being here. The tribe has spoken.
I could not have asked for a better cast and a better experience. I didn't know if I was gonna make it through the first freaking day. And like, you guys are freaking awesome. Thank you. Thank you for so much fun. Not thank you for voting me out, but I can't wait to see how it plays out.
All right, they're gonna head back to camp.
This has been so much fun. I can't believe, like, I tell people, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go out in the woods for 4 days and play this game, and they're like, okay, have fun. And I'm like, this is what I've dreamed of. Being able to do this and make it to the last day, like, solidifies with myself that you're like, one day when I get that phone call, like, I can do it.
We talked about this.
Yeah.
We did it.
We did.
How many times that they talked about it and then it blows up like 10 rounds ago?
We
Like,
did it.
This
Yeah,
is it.
that's true.
We lost Luke in a
Yeah.
freaking
Yeah.
ricochet
I know.
BS thing.
But we didn't contribute to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm learning that this is very much a learning curve here. it's not going to go your way every single time, and I need to get out of my own head that I need to play a perfect game to win
This
this.
is actually the group that here is 5 of the group that formed with the merge of the 2 tribes, which is kind of hard to believe. Missing Luke, so there were 6 of us with Luke. Luke got a surprise out, so now there's 5. So now we're just going to play it out and see where we all lay. I think I'm sitting good with the group, but I'll have to talk. There's a little division with the group, and I might have created my own division with who I think should be in the final.
I'm gonna take a 1 in 5 chance. I mean,
I think we get to win.
yeah,
I think so too. I don't really see it.
I think so too.
We just have to honestly just stick together, and then we just need one more vote.
Yeah, I think.
I would be okay with it being any of the 3 men. I don't care that much. I'm always very confident in myself that I can articulate myself against anyone.
It's damn amazing. We did what we said without Luke, though, right?
Yeah.
Right?
We said this.
We killed
We
this.
said this like
Everyone
this.
thought it was going to be a Kochi versus Toulouse the entire game.
Yeah.
Look at
And
us.
look at us. We
Yeah.
literally
And we
came
bridged the
together.
gap.
Yeah.
We did. We
I
really
don't.
did bridge
I
it.
think the assumption was it's just going to be that the whole time, red versus blue. And like, I can't believe. Thank you both, and particularly you two were early that kind of like made it clear you're open to working, and then you did too, and it was like, for me, when you come into that like new relationship, it's like, are they for real, or are they BS, and they're just going to chip us away, So thank you for keeping us and working with us, and we'll work together pretty much every single vote, right? I mean, we're together.
Julian, that last one, Jess had told me if I didn't vote you, then I'd be gone. So that's why I voted.
She voted you, right?
Yeah.
She was probably trying to bluff the night over
Yeah.
Yeah.
and saying she was going to vote me.
I think it would be like people would definitely want to go for Lauren, which would be good for me. So yeah, I think I would like to be at the end, most likely with David and Eric. I was really disappointed by that last vote. It kind of angry part of it was because Jess's name was out there, and I went to Jess and I said, I want to help you, I want to save you, let's do Julian. And she was like, okay, if we have to. We get the votes, and then suddenly it's not Julian anymore, and she's voting me. And I'm like, Jess, now you're out, and you voted the literal one person who tried to save you that last round.
This was the hardest one because I didn't want to vote Jess out. Although she was, just because of her personality and great connection we all developed with Jess. But it's the right move.
My dream final 3 would be Nina and Lauren and I go to the end, duke it out. I think there's just warriors. I'd love to go with them, and I'll give them a ton of kudos because they're running as much of this game as anybody else, and I'll do my best to win if I get there, and my hope is just with those 2. And if you 2 could stop winning immunities for a minute.
Yeah, leave some for the rest.
Jeez, spread it around.
Has anyone but you 2 won immunity?
That's it. Right?
Once.
All right, final 5. Welcome to your next immunity challenge. Lauren, I'm going to take it back. I'll let you do it so I don't mess with here. Immunity is back up for grabs. This challenge is called Yo, Sweet Kicks. And here's how it's going to work.
The toes.
You're going to start at your blocks. You're going to have a hand on the block. You're going to run out. And you need to kick your blocks back to your area one at a time. They're at 6 distances. You can decide in what order you want to bring the blocks back. You can go to the furthest one, you can go to the closest one. But you got to get all 6 back one at a time to your block. There's going to be a cone. You just got to get your block past the orange cone for it to count, then you can go back out. Once you have all 6 blocks back, you're going to use your feet and your feet only to stack the 6 blocks on your pedestal. So from here up, to spell the word safety. Spell the word safety, and you are safe.
Toe time.
All right. I'll give you a couple minutes to think about your strategies, and we'll get started. We're going to get all 6 blocks back, then you can stack. All right. Players ready. For the final 5 immunity, guaranteed spot in the final 4. Go! Oh. Eric's back with his block.
I'm not good at soccer.
Lauren's back with her first block. David's back. Nina's back. Julian's good. Eric's good. Gotta move with your feet.
Feet over to you.
Yep.
There's another one.
Gotta find it.
Back here.
Safety from the bottom up. Y on the bottom, F on the top. David placing his first, Nina placing her second, Julian placing his fourth. Lauren's got her fourth, sort of. Julian and Lauren both have 4. Julian placing number 5. Can he get this S on for a 3 count? Lauren drops. Yep. Julian working on his 6th and final block. Can he get it to stay for a 3 count? Placing it. Gotta get the feet away for a 3 count. Nina drops. Julian working to try to secure his stack. Julian drops. Lauren's working on her 3rd. Nina back with 3 quickly. David's got 3. Lauren drops. Julian trying to save his stack. Can he do it? No, it drops. Ah! Eric, out of nowhere, 5 blocks. Can he land his 6th? One, two, three. Nina's got it! Nina wins immunity. Thank you. But Nina wins her 4th immunity win.
Hell yeah.
Safe into the final 4.
Thank you.
All right.
Winning immunity for the 4th time was amazing. I try and control my my competitive side, but sometimes I just can't. And this time I couldn't. And when I realized that I could probably do it, I was like, I gotta.
Nina winning immunity is probably one of the better options. I would have maybe liked David to have won, because David's going to idle himself to get himself into the final 4 here. And so it's going to be between me, Lauren, and Eric. And I think out of the 3 of us, it's very possible that Lauren is seen as the biggest threat. And if I need to vote her out to stay, that's what I'm going to do.
I'm very, very glad that Nina won this one, because me or her needed to do it. And when Eric was super close, I was really, really nervous. And yeah, because me and Nina, at least from my side, me and Nina want to go to the end together. And I see a pretty clear path to that with David or Julian.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then okay, so we just have to do the thing.
Yeah.
I feel bad because Eric keeps telling me that he's super locked in for this vote, and I don't know what I'm going to do. It kind of depends on what the rest of them are thinking. I really hope they don't try to take out Julian. I'm just going to be in a hard place regardless if they try to take out Julian or Eric. But I am hopeful that I am not in danger.
So I'll let Lauren see where her mind's at. And she's having a tough time because this is the end of the game where she's been with these guys the whole time. And I get it, it's tough. But, you know, I've been willing to cut my original blues. And it's her time to, like, step up. You're okay, buddy? You are? Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make it awkward, but I was like...
No, I already talked to Julian.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I mean, it's between voting for one person that I've been with since day one and the other, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I think we're doing Julian at this point, but worst case, I think it would land on Lauren, but I don't think it will. I think it's Julian.
At this point, I think it's just going to be more about convincing David and Eric that I'm a better person to have in going into the end game with 0 immunities than someone like Lauren, who has multiple immunities, has like a ride or die with Nina, and a very good jury perception, allegedly.
So Nina has her immunity win necklace. I have a hidden immunity that they all know about, that I'm just going to use at tribal. I'm so glad Nina won. It would have been a much different situation if Nina hadn't won this and one of the other 3 had won. Then I'm thinking, are they going to vote for Nina or me? Do they vote for Nina? Do I use the hidden idol? It's not an issue.
And we'll both be safe. We'll both be in Final 4, which is crazy. And I know David's never voting for me, so that's a solid 2 block we're going. So we're either tying or we're not. So that's kind of exciting.
If I get my way, hopefully I'm sitting in the final 2 next to Eric. But honestly, I think what the past couple of rounds have taught me is that I need to not get my mind set on one thing and just do what I can to even get there and try my hardest to win, no matter what.
Lauren's my number 1. Nina's my number 1. Jillian's my number 1. And I've been working on David being my number 1 too. And basically, he is my number 1 too because he's so trustworthy. He's so trustworthy, and that is an amazing quality that I found in this guy. I'd love to be in the final 3.
I know.
I think it's just awesome. It's awesome.
It is. That's what's making this kind of extra sucky right now. But I mean, if that's what they want to do, they're just locking it down. It's not because I think right now your only 2 options are because I haven't right. And I'm just gonna play it.
Yeah.
And then Nina won immunity, so you can either vote for Julian or Lauren.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, if the votes are there for Julian, then that's the vote.
I have 4 number 1s. I don't know how that fits to the final 3 to break this out. You know, 2 votes down the road here, but it's going to be difficult because I don't want to see any of them go.
I told him the same. I told him.
I wanted to tell him.
I told him I don't think there's anything I can do. Like, I'm not going to change.
It's not numbers. It just doesn't work. So.
I'm not voting for you.
Thank you. I think we should tell him. We should just tell him here.
I did.
Don't do that. Well, I think all of us together.
I don't know. When I played my last game, that's what happened to me.
Yeah.
And I didn't really like it.
Okay. Don't do it.
I don't know. Like, it just felt kind of weird because then like I was really sad and like everyone else was just like sitting here in a circle.
Yeah.
So it's like it can be beneficial.
I don't want to lie to him.
I just really hope that I keep going and get past this one, and ideally I'm sitting at the end.
And
On CYS.
you were 5.
Were you 5th?
I was 5, and at 5
It was out of
we
your
all
hands.
sat down and said, Lauren, it's you and we're not changing.
Oops. You know what? Man, now I'm gonna be thinking about I had that challenge too, and then I lost concentration again. My focus every time. It's okay. Live and learn.
Yeah, this has
That
been
was
awesome.
a hard one, though. I mean,
I think Lauren and Julian both have good stories, and I know at least Lauren has always been perceived as a big threat, and she's never been targeted. So I know that's huge, and I know she has friends on the jury.
but I get. The only reason I say I get, like, it sucks.
Yeah.
You know, it's
It sucks,
how
but
the game works. But
yeah,
still
it's a game.
not an easy
We have
one.
to keep going, and like we have been talking about you, me and Nina, for so long. So
My only option to stay is if somehow you two decide to pull out Lauren over me. That's the only way I'll stay. And if you want to do that, I would prefer to know beforehand
Oh yeah.
so that I don't mess up anyone's game by
Yeah.
voting the wrong way. So,
I'm telling you exactly where I'm voting.
okay.
I don't know when. I genuinely do not know.
It would mean the world to me to continue to play.
Yeah.
See the last challenge.
Yeah.
I need to figure out what they're all thinking. Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Good.
He's voting for me,
He is not, though.
and he has playing Idol for himself.
Yeah.
I think if Lauren told me that, like, if I could somehow organize the votes to save myself against you, then she would potentially vote with me. But you've already said you don't want to do that.
No.
So, my only option is if you two decide to save me
Yeah.
and vote out Lauren.
We'll
That's it.
talk, because this, I think it
You
comes
have a
down.
conversation.
I think it
Comes
genuinely
down to
comes down.
us.
Just never forget myself that
Yeah.
it wasn't what we talked about this whole time.
yeah,
You know.
it has to be.
in the woods and no one can say anything. It's honestly kind of a relieving thing. There's like literally no more pressure to do anything.
Yeah.
My fate is not in my hands.
Yeah. It's,
We talked before. Basically, I was anti-voting and we talked, and you made it seem like you were very pro voting Lauren out.
I don't want to say it to you, but yeah. But I
Yeah,
think it got
but
to
then
her, though. Does she
No.
know? Okay.
no, not at all. Because
I'm
then
voting with your vote.
Okay, because then I thought about it for a bit, and I was like, "You're absolutely right, Eric. Like, I do need to vote her." Yeah. Well, I would love for us to go.
I want you to win, okay?
Thank you, but I genuinely think that she's our biggest threat right now, and she absolutely could win the 4 challenge.
Yeah.
I think this is our best bet. I don't know why we would do Julian. Genuinely.
You tell me the name, I'm going with it.
They're probably also nervous, and I can't wait to just have no anxiety during that tribal council. I told Julian I'm still not sure. I'm willing to go all through that, to be honest.
you are.
Yeah. I know. I would love to go to the end with Lauren.
Yeah, you would.
It would be beautiful.
Yeah.
I think she would be biggest.
You think so?
Yeah. I think the jury, even if it's deserved or not, I think the jury loves her and loves the, she is like, she's, you know what I mean? I think, Rachel's sitting there. I think Josh is gonna be nice. Honestly, I'd be okay with any of those people going, to be honest. So I'm just gonna enjoy this one and smile through it.
All right, welcome final 5. Home stretch, we're almost there. Nina, another immunity win. Really great effort out there. Julian, Lauren, basically everybody. David, you all had the 6 blocks at some point, I feel like, or close to it.
Yeah, I've used it to decide who I want to go forward with and who I want to vote out. So that's how I've used it.
That's a great answer. Eric, what's your plea to this group as to why you should be in the Final Four?
Well, I've been loyal. I've been honest. When I tell them, I tell them. I tell them like it is, and sometimes it's very hard to tell them. Tell them where we're going. Try to avoid lying in this game, and fortunately, you have to lie a couple times. But it is what it is. I mean, this is such a great group. I mean, a lot of this is developed over time, and you don't think about when you get down to these numbers, and here we are at these numbers.
Lauren, how about for you? What's your pitch for why you should be in the Final Four?
Very similar with this group. I've never lied to any of them. We've been talking about this for a very long time in the game, especially like me, David, and literally everyone actually. We've been talking about this since the beginning. So yeah, I'm happy with everything, and I think this is a great group, and yeah, I've been riding with them for a while. So
David, how about for you? What's your pitch on why you should be in the Final Four?
I didn't really have to make a pitch. I have a hidden immunity idol that they've known about for like 10 rounds. So we're Final Five is the last time I can play it, so I'm just gonna play it. But the vote offs, the vote offs have never been easy, but it feels much more emotionally draining as we get closer to the end, where everyone that's still in it can see the finish line. So it's been hard. We're trying to have some good, thoughtful conversations, keeping in mind what the end game looks like for us, and put ourselves in a position to win.
Julian, how about for you? What's your reason?
Camp life was very interesting for me in this past round, because everyone's cards were pretty much all on the table, and I didn't really get a say. So it was just others deciding my fate, and it seems pretty decided. So.
All right. Is there anything anybody else needs to say before we vote?
yeah, we're talking.
Talking? Okay.
Why would you lie all this time?
I wasn't lying all this time.
You, no,
Well, no, tell the truth right now.
you weren't going to.
I wasn't going to.
Why?
I,
What is the point?
I just think I have a better shot in the end. You're a
What was the point of the whole round?
I'm telling you.
Of you making shit up, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't making shit up at the
Yeah,
time.
you were. You were talking. Then what? What
Yeah.
changed in the last 2 minutes?
I don't know what changed. I just felt like, I don't know, we'll see what happens. It's all like,
You know you're gonna vote for me.
Did you say my name?
Are you gonna vote for me?
Yeah.
Why?
I feel like I'll have a better chance to win.
Cool. I'll just be bitter and very happy with everyone here. Specifically 2 people. Now we're fine.
Anything else anybody needs to say? All
You're
right.
fine, Julian. You're not going home.
News to me.
All right. With that, Lauren, you're up.
I woke up in the middle of the night last night going, I need to play to win. I forget. I want to give all the time, and I got to sometimes like give to myself, and so that's I feel horrible about this.
To be honest, I never thought I'd be making this vote, especially this late, but my cards were all on the table, and it was either this or I have no chance at safety. The decision was Eric's and Nina's, and if they're telling me the truth, they voted to save me. If David plays his idol on Lauren, then I'm gone. But I hope Lauren isn't mad at me, because I have no other option. This is the only vote that I can cast that saves me.
This doesn't feel good. I know that I told Lauren I wouldn't vote for her. but I feel like at a certain point in the game, it's okay to turn on each other, I guess. I knew she wasn't going to turn on me because she thought she could beat me in the end. So I thought it through a lot, and I think this is the only way for me to win. And I'd prefer to get 4th place than 2nd place.
So use this.
Once the players voted out, they'll be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol or an advantage they'd like to use, now is the time to do so.
I don't think it's needed. I was hoping it'd be more useful earlier than this, but I found that guy.
All right. This is a hidden immunity idol, and it is good through final 5. Playing for yourself?
Yeah.
All right. So any votes for David will not count. Anything else? All right. We'll get to the vote. First vote. David.
It's gonna get negated, but I don't feel like voting for either of the other two.
Does not count. Next vote. Lauren. 1 vote, Lauren. Next vote. Lauren. 2 votes, Lauren. 2 votes left. Next vote. Lauren. Lauren with 3, that is enough out of 5. Please bring me your turn. Lauren for Travis Smith. Thank you. All right, final 4. You are heading directly out to the challenge field.
Definitely super blindsided, specifically by David and Nina. Julian was just in self-preservation mode. I hope he goes far. But I have nothing else nice to say, so that's it. I loved Outlast. It was super awesome. It was super fun. I had so much fun up until literally 5 minutes ago. So it was absolutely wonderful.
I mean, we could ask.
Yeah.
Last tribal was, it seems to be getting progressively harder for me, and I feel awful. I was 1000% serious that I wanted to go to final 3 with Lauren and Nina. But there was a point last night where I was laying in the middle of the night and I thought, I get a play to win.
Tribal vote we just went to was really hard. Voting Lauren out was the right decision, basically because she's a badass. She very likely could have won this.
Day 0. Day 0, baby. Literally day 0. For production who doesn't know, I walked up to the game along the side of the road. Eric pulled over and asked me for directions. And now we're here in the final 4 together. So
Sick. This is so sick.
A couple rounds, huh?
you know what? I'm just happy. I'm on borrowed time right now, so I'm just happy.
So now you feel good. Yeah.
And I honestly, I said it. I think I said it in my confessionals in the beginning, but I think I talked to people before the season, my friends. I was like, I don't want to just go far to do well. I want to experience every single challenge, every single round, and now I'm gonna do that,
Bro.
So
we'll all have done every challenge at this point. Isn't that crazy? This final 4, there's no more challenges.
Yeah.
I guess unless it was a tie vote and they do
the puzzle
the
challenge.
puzzle off challenge.
Well, at least I'll get to watch it.
Yeah.
Or probably compete in it.
It's final 2, so we have the advantage of knowing the final 3. If it was final 2, this would have been different. So thanks for sharing that. But if it was final 2, I would have probably, it would have been harder to to risk, but
Who would have thought? Like, I'm thinking back to day 1 along that line. Everyone's still in the game. And
Yeah.
the fact that I'm here.
Scramble. The one I was literally when
Eric just grabbed me.
when she read the choices, I was like, please not scramble, please not scramble.
Yeah, same.
And
I
then
kind
she
of wanted
said that,
two
and I was
treads
like,
as well.
yeah, no, same.
There's
I
so much
wanted.
to reminisce about. I think it's poetic that it's 2 blue, 2 red.
I did.
Yeah.
Right. Welcome, Final Four, to your next immunity challenge. And I'll take that back. Thank you so much. Immunity is back up for grabs. This challenge is called Pieces of the Past, and here's how it's going to work. There are 4 stations out in the field with different obstacles. Once you complete an obstacle, you're going to be presented with a question about something that's happened in the game. You have to say verbally the correct answer. If you're right, your spotter will say yes. You will grab your pieces. You'll bring them back to your table. Then you can go out to your next station. If you get an answer wrong, you either have to come back and touch your table or go to another station. So if it's your last station, you have to come back here and touch it before you can go back and do the same obstacle. All right? So let's just say I did the balance beams, didn't get it right, and I wanted to do the balance beams again. I got to come touch the table before I can do that. But if you haven't done the other obstacles, you can go to a different obstacle if you want instead. You don't have to come back here every time. All right? If there's a question you just don't know and you'll never ever know, there is, up the trail, right around the bend, the first bend, there's a bucket of balls. You can go and retrieve a ball and turn that in to your spotter for your pieces. But you have to do it once you completed that obstacle and got an answer wrong. So I want to clarify that. I cross the balance beams. I look at the question, I get it wrong. I have to say, I'm going to get a ball for this one. Go get the ball, bring it back. You can turn it in for your pieces. If you go to another station, instead of declaring you're going to get a ball, then you got to redo the obstacle again, make a attempt to answer the question again before you could go get the ball. So you got to do it right then and there if you want to make the choice to go do a ball. Does that make sense? Because it was a little confusing last year, so I want to make sure that's super clear.
Well, can you not even try the question and just go get the ball?
Yes, I think you got to complete the obstacle.
Yep.
And then if you get there and you say, I'm just going to get a ball for this one, totally fine.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So you'll bring back all 4 bundles. Your station has rope on the frame of your puzzle. So this is green, red, yellow, and purple. Your bundles of puzzle pieces are wrapped in the same rope. So you want to grab the bundle of puzzle pieces with your color on it. If you bring back the wrong rope pieces, those get transferred to your opponent. So if I accidentally grab the purple pieces and I come back here and I'm the green station, they're going to get moved to the purple station. All right, so don't do that. Last but not least, if you're really stuck on the puzzle portion, once you have all your pieces back and you start on the puzzle, out by the sand pit is a hint to the puzzle. You'll be shown an image that will help you know where a couple of pieces go. So at any point, you can run out and look at that hint and come back. All right?
It's not in the sand pit, right?
Not in the sand pit.
Thank God.
It's just in that rough area. For immunity in a place at the final 3. I might get way out of the way. If you have questions, feel free to shout them out. We'll help you out. Players ready? Go! Nina going to the hay bales. Eric on the balance beam. We have 4 little sardines here. Thank you. And you have 1 minute.
One for ball.
What's her name? Oh, it's just, how do I forget her name? I really wrote her name down. Starts with a K.
You gotta get back. He was behind. Eric's out of the challenge. With her first bundle of pieces.
Which one? Oh, does it matter?
Oh, this is so embarrassing. Kaylin?
Okay.
Hi, thank everybody down there. I'm Rachel. I'm 22 years old. I'm from North Attleboro, Massachusetts, and I just graduated from film school.
Videographer.
Incorrect.
Nina, wrong.
Production?
No.
She's a teacher.
Incorrect.
Photographer?
Incorrect.
CNC.
Incorrect.
Can I just go to the ball?
Yep.
Go back. Eric, go for the ball. Here he
It's not
comes.
correct.
On the beginning?
It's not correct.
Gotta wait.
Ashley.
It's not correct.
We were all sitting in a circle
Here.
in the middle of the boxes. I swear it was Seth and Kaylin.
Drew.
Not correct.
Kayla.
Correct.
Where? Okay. And we voted out at like the immediate travel time.
Kayla.
Kayla.
That's correct.
Kayla.
Yes. That's correct.
Eric.
Yeah.
Was that the one with the foot? Eric?
Yes.
Correct.
Bit queasy. Sardines, motherfucker.
Correct.
Nina, going out for a clue. Julian coming back with his last ball for a bundle.
Pink, turquoise, and red. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh.
Eric coming back with his third bundle. Not quite perfectly, but all the pieces fit within. Nina's got one piece. One piece out. Can she figure it out? Nina wins Final Four immunity.
What was that? I was copying.
I just have to get the...
I had what you had at the bottom because I copied you.
Nina, come on up
Great job, Nina.
for the 5th time.
Is that a record?
That's definitely an Outlast record. It may be an LRG record.
It's
Who
a
knows?
tie for Survivor.
I think it is a tie for Survivor, yes. Congratulations, Nina. You are safe. Will not be voted out at the Final Four Tribal Council.
Yeah, 5 wins is crazy.
Like, I'm proud. I'm really proud of her. In a selfish way, I'm proud of myself for like, of all the people that were playing. Like, we picked each other. Like, I aligned with like a challenge beast. She's a strategic beast, which a lot of people don't realize. They're just seeing the immunity wins. But she's incredible.
I could have had more time on that puzzle because I went to the first one. I knew the answer, and I said the wrong name because I forgot the name, like the the specific name, and I feel like such an idiot. Like I keep costing myself in these pivotal moments by making dumb mistakes. I'm not going out without a fight though.
Absolutely, as you shouldn't. As you shouldn't. Yeah.
There's no fucking shot David is considering saving me here. So
No, I think the only thing would be Eric. Yeah.
so I'm gonna chat with him.
Yeah.
I gotta keep fighting. That's the name of this game. I'm not out until my torch is snuffed.
Nothing has changed for me. I have wanted this final 3. I think since the double vote is when that started coming into my brain, and I was like, I want David and Eric by my side. They both root for me every step of the way and are with me, and I trust them completely, and I think that it's only fair that we're there together at the end.
As far as I'm concerned, Nina and I are voting together. She's got immunity, so I was one for her. And then the other 2 guys, Julian and Eric, maybe they vote together, but I think it's in both their best interests to vote for each other. And then Nina and I decide who we want to go for, and I think we're probably voting Julian.
Going to Julian. But it's kind of, I don't know. We may change, so I got to talk. David's the big decision on this side with the way that turns out, but I think that's where the other 2 are going, so either make it a split. I don't know. I got some decisions to make.
I'm sure that Nina and David are gonna want to get me out here, and that's 2 against me. I just need to hope and pray I can get Eric to give me a fighting shot to take out David in a puzzle. What do you got? Yeah,
let's do it.
And thank you. I'm gonna share a piece of information I haven't told anyone.
What's that?
I lied. It's a final 2. It's not a final 3. So I thought it would be better for me. And if I'm just thinking, like, if we go to the final 3 together, I'll work up with you. In the end, if I want immunity, but they're gonna fight each other. So I'm hoping that he'll be true to me, and I can get myself a spot at this puzzle-making final challenge.
The way it was
I mean,
worded.
I'm gonna stop lying now. I did choose final 2. Like, you can vote me out, and it's still gonna be that.
Okay.
I chose final 2 because I thought I was on the bottom, and I thought I had better chance against one person than I did.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is. I told Eric. I'm gonna tell him when he gets back. The fact that Eric told you makes me not very confident. But I hope he gives me a chance, at least.
So I'd like to see Nina and Julian go on to the final 3 with me. I don't think it's possible though. I think most likely it'll be Nina and David and myself. But like I said, let's see. All right, I just need to figure out final 2 or
It is.
final 3. But how do we know
It's 2.
that? How do we know that?
Because that's what I chose.
Oh.
It is. I'm telling you, like, you said you'd give me a shot before I even told you that, and I didn't need to tell you that.
I think you could have told me that.
I could have told you earlier, and I probably should have, but I felt like I was on the bottom. I felt like I wasn't having a good game. So, but like, regardless of whether or not you believe me, like, I'm telling you all that's what's about to happen. So, you're gonna go
So
right to the
the only way I can get, if this is true and what he's saying is true, the only way I can do is make the vote split.
Well, I mean, what you could do is you could vote me out and then win the final challenge. Or you could, I'm telling, like, in front of all of you guys, if you give me a fighting chance and I win the puzzle challenge, I'm taking you to the end if I win final immunity. You don't have to take me to the end. I don't even expect that.
Right.
But you're giving yourself a better chance at the end game by keeping me.
If it's a final 2,
like, if you're not confident in your...
That's the problem.
I guess.
I
really
hate to do this, but I feel like, Julian, you haven't. We've been honest with each other the whole time. Like, you showed advantages. You showed your advantage to me. I showed my.
But that's
like,
my game, I guess.
I know, but I'm just.
See, this is the
I
tricky
think
part
Eric,
for me
I mean,
is
we're,
I can't
we're like
get,
we haven't eaten in like 4
Right.
days, so like the lines are getting a little bit blurry. But
Right.
like, why at this moment right now would we talk about a final 2 versus final 3?
Yeah.
It doesn't really add up. I'm just.
Right.
I'm sorry, Julian. I know you're.
I mean,
making
it looks bad for me, but I'm telling you, I'm not lying about this.
Well,
I'm sorry I didn't tell you.
Why
we
would
could
you
have
lie
used
about
it
that?
out
I don't know.
there.
I'll tell you exactly what I did. I thought that at like because I got
I
this
was,
thing at like
I
the
was
final.
going slow out there. I was, I wasn't even going,
I mean, I'm playing for myself, obviously, but I think it's better for your game.
you
if
could have told
save
me.
Yeah, I know that, and I lied to you, and I'm sorry, but I still think it's better for you if you protect me. And you can choose not to, and that's fine. But if you do that and you lose the challenge, then you're on the dirt right next to me. So it's like, in terms of risking your own game, like, is that worth it for you? Like, Nina's a great challenge competitor. If we go to a final 3 challenge, she wins it, you guys just vote me out anyway. But if I win it, I'm taking you, and if you win it, you're in the final 3. So you give yourself a 2/3 chance of getting to the end. If you give me I also might not even win this puzzle.
It's kind of the same scenario either way. Like with the final.
Would you guys take each other if you all won immunity?
You know what? I would assume so, but she just voted out. You know, I saw. I don't know what the right word.
And she's going to the end if she wins.
Like a. You know, like
if you vote
fierce
me out
battle,
here,
you're playing to win. You know what I mean? So
But you took away my shot.
Right.
I didn't.
You did.
I'm playing the game for myself, though.
That's what you. Yeah,
But
you
you
just
need
said
to-
it. You just said it.
If I can win this puzzle, I'm feeling quite good going into the final 3. Eric and Nina. I think Eric and I will both take each other, hopefully. If that's due to the game, and I think I can beat Eric at the end. You never know, but I think that I just have had such a great story. I can tell, and I'd be such a fantastic winner for this season. But if it's not to be, and I go out at the puzzle, or if I go out based on past votes, or Eric doesn't even want to vote with me, then I made it to the final 4, which is as of 2 rounds ago, so much farther than I thought I would, with 0 immunities, 0 advantages, purely just social game and scrambling. When you guys went off, that it's better for your game if you take me. He just told me that.
No, I
I'm telling you, it's going to look bad for you. I'm gonna say at tribal council that it's a final 2, and I'm basically gonna pitch the entire jury that
But I still
you're
will get.
basically giving yourself 1/3
No,
chance.
because we're gonna do. If it's final 3, we would do some other competition, right?
Yeah, and then
Right?
whoever wins,
Yeah.
if either of them win, they're taking
If I
each
win.
other.
If I win.
Yeah, but you have a 1/3 chance if you win. If you
And
take
that's a
me
good
to the final
chance.
3 with you, it's 2/3 because I'm taking you, and you win. That's the other 2/3. It's probability. It's not gonna look good for you. Like I'm playing my own game, but you need to as well.
All right, final 4. Welcome to Tribal Council. Home stretch. I keep using that word, but we are towards the end game now. Nina, and I'm very impressive. Another immunity win for you. How does it feel? And what's the conversation like right now as you head into the next stage?
Yeah, I mean, we can kind of all be very open at this point. David and I have worked together since day 1. Eric and I started working together as soon as the swap started. So they've both been very close with me. So I wanted to vote Julian. Julian's pushing for a tie on David, is what's going on.
Julian, why is that the play you think needs to happen right now?
Because I wasn't very honest before. It's not actually a final 3. It's a final 2. So I basically pitched to Eric that if he gives me an opportunity at the tiebreak challenge and I win the challenge and then I win final immunity, I would take him to the end with me. And they've both been honest at camp that if either of them won final immunity, they would take each other, and Eric would be on the jury anyway. So I basically said 2/3 chance versus 1/3 chance, and I might even lose the puzzle. So, and if I don't win final immunity, they're gonna vote me out anyway. So that's the sitch. There's no hard feelings regardless. I think it's in both of our best interests to do that, and I feel slightly bad, and I know Eric feels the same way, that I was dishonest with him. But I felt like I did what was necessary for myself, and I think he needs to do the same.
Eric, how are you feeling hearing all that information? Probably a lot to take in at the end of the game.
Well, it puts me in a pickle, right? I mean,
You're the decision maker, though.
I have these are my closest right here, and we've kind of come in later. So Nina, and just when you come into the equation, that really seems to be playing out right now. Yeah, this is tough. I mean, as Julian expressed, I mean, I wish he was forthcoming with the next step, because I did not perceive that, and that obviously makes things a little different when you're really tired and want the pizza. Well, let's see. I got a few more. I'll probably be voting down at the voting booth there.
David, where do you fit into all this? What's your perspective on what should happen for this vote?
I'm bringing baggage in this game because I've played a similar type of game before. I had a number 1, I got all the way to 4th, and I thought it was a final 3. So you're bringing up a good point, by the way. And I was like, you know, I was sort of fine. I made it to final 4, and my guy was going to go to top 3 and win it, and it was a final 2 and he didn't win it. So I get what you're doing. I don't like. Julian has been honest from what I can tell the entire time. So I suspect this is sort of like a last second, you know, effort to save himself, which he should. You know, he does. You know, none of us should leave with any regrets, and that's what I'm trying to do too. I don't want to have any regrets in the way that I play, because I know what will happen is I'll wake up tomorrow with a clear head and well rested and be fed, and I don't want to look back and go, I should have done something differently. Like, the game's still going right now. What can I do to help me win the game?
Is there anything else that needs to be said before the vote?
I'm not lying. It might look like it, but I'm not. If I walk out of here, they're going back to the challenge field. So, I don't know. I'm proud of my game regardless, and gonna say this for the 3rd tribal council in a row. I'd love to continue playing the game, experience the whole thing. And I mean, I've been with Eric since the first day. We've been very close allies the entire game. And honestly, if I can't win it, I'd probably want Eric to. So that's where my head's at.
All right, Nina, you're up.
For me, I know Eric and David will both take me to the end, even if it is a final 2. So even if it's a final 2, it's still in my best interest. It's still in my best interest to take out Julian. It is not in Eric's best interest to take out Julian, but hopefully he still does it.
He doesn't want to get out and look back and say he didn't try everything. So I'm sorry, bud. You know, if it ends up tied because Eric votes for me and you vote for me, and then Nina and I vote for you, then good luck with the puzzle.
If this is the end for me, so be it.
I've been going back and forth on this one for a whole 10 minutes because the information changed from what I thought was going to happen. But
All right, once the votes have been read, first we ask to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Julian. Next vote, David. Next vote, Julie. And the last vote is for Julie. Alright, Julie.
Oh, it's already out.
That's alright. Your tribe has spoken. Alright, final 3. Congratulations, you have made it to the final 3. You're now going to head out to the field for your final immunity challenge. Please pack up your stuff and go.
I think I played a fantastic game. I'm proud of how far I went. And I'm just going to be kicking myself because I can think of so many very small points where I made really silly, dumb mistakes that if I didn't make, I would probably be still there right now.
and Nina and David came in later, but Nina and David were always on me. They always gave me the right information. No question. So in terms of loyalty, their loyalty outweighs that of Julian, which unfortunately just came short.
I have been ready to play this game for so long. I prepped by making all the puzzles, all the challenges, studying the previous games to make sure I had what I needed to be as prepared as possible coming out here. I had a strategy coming out here and I executed it pretty well and fell short right at the end. So I'm like both very happy and excited with how I played, but also like I'm gonna be kicking myself over the silly mistakes.
I maybe not understanding the logic behind it, but like, I don't understand like why he would even share their final three.
No.
Yeah, I don't.
No, I don't get the logic.
Maybe there's
that was
maybe
better
there
for
is
his game. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But
personally,
it's my game, too,
I just
so-
hate final twos, anyways. That's just me. I love seeing more people get to
I
the finals
know.
and get a shot
And
at
then
it.
we all were like, final three, final three, final three. Like, we all want final three, so we can all get a chance.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
That's good. I'm okay. This was hard. I was really hoping for the final three. You kind of gear up for it. You plan for it. That was where we had everything configured, and this is actually the play out. Was one of the final three groupings, and I'm happy actually the final three like we have here. They're top notch. David is amazing. Nina is absolutely amazing. So this is great to be here and make the final three. I still think you should pick me though.
You should pick him over me. We're I'll
Who should
round-
she pick?
I think I won't say that. I'm sorry. I'm super bummed because I thought that was it, and this is like a never-ending day. I'm gassed, but here we are. We're still going. So disappointed we're doing a final three, and I really want to be in the end with Nina. Like that would be my dream, and if it's a final two, be in the end with Nina. But I also understand like she needs to do what's best for her game, and sitting next to me, there's a chance I scrape votes from her or I just outright win against her. And that's in her mind. She needs to play to win. I want to play to win too. So I should probably do the same thing. But like, if I won immunity in this challenge.
I really came into this game just thinking I'm just going to do my best and see what happens. And I think from the moment I met David, I just had a spark to me, and I was like, I think I maybe can bring people in with him and we can work this out.
In my opinion, I had the best social capital in the whole game. Like almost everybody, at least from like the merge and even before that, like everyone seemed to want to work with me. They seemed genuine.
There's been so much work and strategizing, and these 4 days have felt so long, so it feels exhausting and sad and so exciting.
So somebody not really knowing the game too well, kind of a late player versus somebody who's experienced, this is amazing to make it to final three. So I am over the top making it to final three.
All right, final three. Just like you might have expected, we're going to go into our final immunity challenge. Nina, to take it back. Were you thinking it might still be just a prank? We just set this all up for another minute.
That would be funny. No.
That would be
Yeah.
All right. The final immunity is up for grabs. Win this, guaranteeing your seat a spot at the final tribal, and you'll get the sole deciding vote that determines who you take with you. All right? Big stakes. This is for all the marbles you really want to win. All right? And it's fittingly called the Final Immunity Challenge. No fancy names for this one. Pretty easy concept. So, you are going to dunk your heads into these bins and gather as much water as you can in your mouth.
Oh my God.
You're going to run it over here and spit it into this jar until the ball breaches the top of the glass. So you got to fill this up to get your ball to breach the top. Once that's complete, you're going to come around this side of the table. You're going to grab your pedestal, and you've got to stack all of these blocks the way that they are positioned right now. So they've got to be all this way. All right? So you cannot reorient. So these can't go flat. This can't go flat. It's got to be exactly the way they're positioned here. Got to stack the 10 blocks here on your pedestal. All right? So everything's got to be vertical.
Yeah.
All right? First one to complete that wins the final immunity, guarantees their spot at final tribal. We will draw for spots. Players ready? Go! I think it gets a little bit of water. Eric's got a good amount. David's got a good amount.
No touching the jar.
They can touch the jar. It has to stay on the table when they're dunking, when they're spitting. So they can't lift it up. Eric's pretty close. David's pretty close. David's good.
Eric's
good. It fell on the ground. You got it. Oh, you got it. Eric and David moving on to the block portion. Nina working on the water.
God, how did they fit so much water in it now?
David's got 3 blocks left. Nina's almost there. David's blocks fall. Make sure they're all vertical when you put them back up. Almost for Nina. Eric's got 3 blocks left. Very close. Maybe one more for Nina. Eric drops.
Good.
Nina's good.
Oh my God.
All right, everyone. Stacking their blocks now. Eric and David had a little bit of a head start, got a little bit of a learning before Nina got to the blocks. What did they learn? Can they take advantage before Nina catches up? David's blocks drop. Nina's drop. David again down to 3 blocks.
They have to be like this?
No, they can be any orientation as long as they're vertical, yeah. Eric's got 2 left, stack's a little shaky. David reaching for his last block, as does Eric's.
Ooh, keep those pieces separate.
This is tough.
Could be. Your final immunity. Gotta earn it. Gotta earn that $500. Gotta earn that donation to charity. Earn that title. David drops. Eric drops. Nina going low. Nina drops. Eric, David reaching for his last. That was Eric. I think she did. No, she didn't. David down to 3 blocks again. Nina reset. Mark, I just want to prepare your arm can't rest on your leg when you eventually do the 3 count. Okay? Nina drops. Eric placing his last piece. Eric drops. Am I shaking? David. One. 2, 3. David wins final immunity challenge.
Woo! That was a hard one.
That's good. Good.
First one, most important one. Here it is. Oh. You are safe. You will be guaranteed a spot at the final tribal council, and you'll be deciding between Eric and Nina which one of the two of them will be sitting next to you. I'm going to give you probably about 5 minutes to chat with each of them if you need it, and then we'll be heading to tribal. All right, so you're going to do that right out here. All right, welcome to Final 3 Tribal Council. You three have made it this far. One more step to go to get to that final tribal. David, big immunity win. When you needed it, you finally got it. How do you feel about having that decision in your hands?
I feel good about it because I got the impression I would not be in the finals. I didn't really get the impression. I was told I wouldn't be in the finals if I didn't have it. So I was, playing for my life. It's for me, it's kind of surprising. I've been gassed all day, and normally I'm better than what you've seen out there in challenges. But I felt like in the moment when I really needed it most, I didn't really need it before this, but like when I needed it, I wanted to see can I do it, and so there's part of me that I'm really proud of myself.
Great. So Nina, what was your pitch to David about why he should take you to the final tribal?
We didn't even do that, honestly. I didn't want to vote either of them out, so I'm glad. I fought hard in that challenge. I'm glad I didn't win though, but I knew that because I knew both of them would take me to the end.
How about you, Eric? Any pitch as to why you should be in the final 2 with David?
No, he's making the right decision. I'm totally pleased with him picking Nina, which is what he's going to do. I was actually going to, if I was to go to final 2, I was actually going to pitch Nina for the win to the jury. She is a top class act. Total kudos to her. Badass, deserves this, and I hope the jury votes for her. This man right here, amazing. One thing I say about both these, even though they came in a little later than my first alliance group, totally truthful, totally in line with everything they said to me, everything. And that's why they're here, and that's why they should be the final 2.
All right, with that, David, it's time to cast your vote.
And it was made clear to me from both Nina and Eric, if they win immunities, that Eric would take Nina to the finals, and Nina would take Eric. They take each other to the finals, and which I totally I get. It's been an absolute pleasure playing with you.
I'll read the vote. The final member of our jury is Eric. All right, final 2. David, Nina, you have done what 19 other players could not do. You got 2 seats here at Final Tribal Council. Now, a jury of 11 people that you either directly or indirectly voted out will determine your fate and the next Outlast champion. We're going to let you go gather your thoughts for about 5 minutes, and we'll come back for our Final Tribal Council. All right.
I love this. It's a lot of fun, and I made it farther than I ever could have imagined, and met a most amazing group of players, and winning was not important to me. Maybe that sounds strange, and it's going to come back and people can say, what do you mean when it wasn't? It was about coming here, having fun, meeting some great people, doing something that I've always wanted to do, and just seeing what a great cast and great production crew Outlast has. Amazing. Justin is amazing. I encourage everybody to come out and apply.
Good luck.
All right, the final 2 of Outlast 2024 Choose Your Own Adventure, Nina and David, everyone. So we're going to start Final Tribal Council. Here's how this is going to work. Each of you get a brief opening statement. We do timed, so we're going to give you about 2 minutes to give an opening statement. I'll give you about a 15-second warning when you need to wrap up. Then each of the jury members will be able to make a brief statement or ask you a question. We'll also kind of keep that roughly timed. We'll give you about a minute each to respond if they ask you both questions. So I'll kind of help just guide us through that. And then you will get a brief final statement as well to wrap up anything that you weren't able to say. All right. David, as the winner of the final immunity, you can decide if you want to do your opening first or second.
I'm going to go first.
And it will be the opposite on the back end.
Yeah. That's good to know.
So first now, second later?
First now,
And second later.
Second later.
All right. So David, you can start.
Yeah, I'll try to talk quick because I only have 2 minutes, but like all of you, you came in with a story. My story for playing this was two different things. One was I had played 5 years ago in a game that played out very similar to this. And in fact, at the Final Four, I was in the same position, except my number one voted me out. So thank you for not, you could have.
No problem.
You know, so I appreciate that. I'll be forever indebted. You give me a chance. But then you heard this story. Bobby, who's standing back there hiding, he knifed me in the chest, and then he went out at Final Three. And it has haunted me every day since. And I said, if I have the same opportunity, that's never happened again. And I was lucky to find a slightly better looking Bobby version here. I'm just, and so I went into the game telling myself, I got to play to win, I got to do this. And it's going to be hard, but I got to find my person. I found my person. I was lucky, and I'm so proud of her. I will not at all say anything that she didn't do well. She crushed it. She's a warrior. But I'm also proud of myself for having identified her. Like literally the walk from the field down, I said, hi, how are you? We just started talking, and we just locked it in. But I also feel like, I was she was my number one, but many of you all the ones I got to spend time with, I feel like we got close. And I'm sorry you're sitting over there. That's the hardest part of this game. And that's part of why this game is great. And, I want to keep in mind, I have emotions. I know you probably all do too. And that's good. It's because we've created the magic of Survivor. You know what I mean? And that's the show we don't talk about event. So I'm happy to answer any questions you have. I'll be completely honest to you with your questions. And so much of my life is spent giving to others. I don't really, it's just not my nature or my parents' nature. We always give. So it's very uncomfortable for me to fight for myself. Honestly, I'd rather, up until today, I'd rather just Nina win. I want to give it to her in general. That's just how I'm wired. But then I thought about, what is my future self going to say? Tomorrow when I wake up with a clear mind, I'm going to say, what were you doing? Fight for yourself, man. Do something for yourself. And I never get to. What's that?
15 seconds.
And I have 2 little kids. The last time I played, I had 0 kids. This time I have 2. And it's been 5 years, and I haven't done anything for myself. This is the first thing I've gone to do for me. And it's, so I'm proud of myself for leaning in and trying to do something for myself, while also trying to support an ally too. Thank you.
Yeah, I feel so grateful and happy to be here, and I also acknowledge there's so much in this game. There's a lot of situations and luck, and I feel very lucky and grateful. One thing is that I think is amazing about our alliance is that something we bonded on is that we were both ride or dies with the same person, Mr. Bobby Hunter over there. And this is the Hunter farm, so this is so full circle. And second, I actually volunteered on Outlast last year. So I was filming, I was helping out last year. And so this means a lot for me to be on the other side this year. And that was so much fun. So thank you, Justin. And for my game here, it has relied a lot on my allies. And something that's really important to me is control. And that's something that I really tried to focus on here, is trying to have control. And so I worked with people to get groups. And with my immunity wins, I didn't feel like I needed any of them, but I wanted them so that I would be able to control the votes even more, which is what I did. So I was able to throw out names a little more loosely and get what I wanted and solidify my alliances. And yeah, that's what got me here.
All right, Jerry, we're now going to turn it over to you. You've been waiting quite a while, especially a few of you have been waiting a long time to address the final two. We're going to go in the order in which we were voted out, so we'll start with Rachel.
First of all, congratulations. I think you're both incredible people, and although we didn't get to connect as much as I would have hoped, I think you both played a fantastic game. So either one of you absolutely deserve this. My question is, you're both part of the Blue Ikochi tribe at the start, and you were winning and winning and winning, and didn't have to go to tribal necessarily until swaps started to happen. I want to know what you did during that pre-merge and even pre-swap phase that set you up to be here despite not having to necessarily have to make these game moves, but during like the downtime, what did you do to set yourself up that you would propel in the merge and on beyond?
So for when we were on Original Blue, what I did was I wanted a target, and my target was Ashley. She wanted my two closest allies gone, Luke and David. So to me, she was my biggest threat, and so I worked hard to get people against her. And I was informed of her advantage, so we were completely in control of those votes. I felt solid with every single person on that blue, and I was certain that they would not go for me, and moving forward. And I really tried to keep the majority in that group, which is what I believe I did. And then once we swapped, they wanted to work with me so badly that they were willing to throw their challenges so that I would be able to stay in the game.
Well, the approach that I took was you have to be proactive because there's not going to be a lot of like natural forced interactions when you get to go to tribal. We didn't go to tribal, so we're in a tribe of 7. What do I look for? We got to have a 4. You know what I mean? And so we locked down a 4 pretty quick. Her, me, Luke, and Josh, and then I also had other 4s going on too with Kayla and Luke and Josh too. So you know, trying to be proactive from that sense that not having to wait for a scramble to like set things up. And then of course, like within the 4, who's the 3? You know, so we did have a 3 with Luke and her. And then who's the 2 out of that? You can all guess. And you got to be really thoughtful. The other thing I'll say too is this game is so accelerated, you don't have a lot of time. So like when you're at challenges, you may have noticed I talked to some of you that weren't on my tribes. You know, I talked to Austin when he was having a tough time early. I talked to Lauren, you know, when we were at the chicken wire, you know. So just trying to be proactive and get ahead of it to position myself well. So like when we hit a merge, not everyone's new, and I have like a day to, you know, meet everybody and try not to get voted out.
Again, congratulations, you guys. You did a phenomenal job getting to this point. My question is, are there any decisions that you made that backfired, and how did you readjust and regain your momentum?
We'll have David start this time.
Yeah, the one that's going to haunt me is when Luke got voted out. Like a part of me just like died and like I'm so frustrated myself that I didn't think to do some sort of vote split on that. Like it was like we just threw it all on Luke. I'm sorry, we threw it all on Josh. I'm sorry, Josh. I can answer that after, but and I had a hidden immunity idol that I told Luke and all these others that I'd use, and I hesitated because I was afraid I might idle myself out, you know, that I might save Luke and there was another vote on me, and then there I go. You know, I just hesitated for a second, and then the votes get read, and I was like, damn it. Like, I lost it, and I know he's a super kind person, so he's probably going to be a good sport about this, but, like, my heart shattered in that moment, and it's one that I want back so bad because, you know, he's one of the people I wanted to go really far in the game with. I saw him in the end, you know, top 3, and, you know, I was so disappointed it didn't work out.
Nina.
Yeah, that was also devastating for me, but I didn't feel as much of control over that. So for me, it would have been during the Jess vote. I wanted Julian to go because I thought Julian was was a big step in between me and getting to the end. And so I went to Jess saying that I wanted to save her. And I genuinely don't know how it switched. But it did. But I knew that it did switch, but I just stuck with my vote because I was like, this is what I wanted to do. So I'm just going to put this down because I wanted to save Jess. I wanted to keep working with her. I was scared of Julian. And what I did after that was work with Julian on the next round. So I think we kind of mended that.
Congratulations, David and Nina. I think that this is a really strong final two, and you're both individually very stellar people. I know from the jury tonight that there will be a lot of strategically themed questions that I believe you will sufficiently fill the blanks for those that need it. Mine is going to be a little different. It's a bit more of a broader question that I think both of you touched briefly on in your opening statements. But I want to know what it would mean to yourself to be crowned the winner of Outlast Season 3 and why.
For me, it would be incredibly empowering. I've never made it this far. I didn't envision myself making it this far. The last time I've played a game, I got 15th place, and then I just saw myself kind of that I didn't know how to do this, and I was just going to try my best here and see what happens. And each step that I took, I just got a little bit more empowered of myself and proud of myself, and realizing, oh, I actually kind of think I can do this. And I'm already so proud of myself and David, and it would be more pride.
It's funny, that was going to be my question if I was on the jury, because I was going to be curious to hear it all from you, but it goes back to, like, you know, kind of the reasons why we all showed up. People come here for different reasons, you know, that sometimes it's just to go do the challenges, they want to go have fun, and others want a life-changing experience. Some, probably all, want to relive a Survivor experience. For me, I want to, like, recapture, you know, who I am that I've sort of lost in the last couple of years. So yeah, just, you know, doing something for myself. It was a big deal for me to take time off. I never get time off. So, you know, a win, like, honestly, like, I'd be just as thrilled if Nina won. So for all of you, I'm not going to hold against you if you vote for her. She's a friggin' warrior, 5 challenges, she's incredible. I'm going to plead my case. I, you know, think I played a better game, had more social capital, all that sort of thing. But I came in here, I wanted to, like, find out if I still got it, and I feel like I do.
Josh.
Congratulations, David and Nina. I think you both played fantastic games, and I really enjoyed getting to know both of you. Very excited for you both to be here. My question is, what is the biggest, you mentioned that you guys worked pretty much hand in hand throughout the game. So what was the biggest move or moves that you've made without the other person being involved?
I think I voted for all of you, I'm pretty sure. And there was a few times where there was a different name and I swung it back on somebody else. So for a lot of you, you'd be even further down the bench or around the corner. You know what I mean? And that was just my social capital. I'm able to go and influence. That's a hard thing to do. And I just want to, just because you're asking me a question, Josh, I just want to say that it was crushing to have to vote you off because we were together, you know, from the whole game, right? But at some point at the merge, it's understood you have to, like, we were in this color alliance, blue, red, gray, right? And, like, we had to give somebody up, and I'm sorry, but they were asking, you know, if we're going to work with some of the other people and be fluid and dynamic in a merge, like, you were the one that had to go. You know, so I'm sorry about that. I hope there's some hard feelings.
Sorry.
Thank you.
All right, Nina.
So we voted together on this vote out, but voting out Lauren was something that we were not together on. It was David always wanted to take her no matter what, and he told me that he would do what I wanted to do, and so I chose to do Lauren. So I guess we were kind of not together in that, although we did vote together.
All right, thanks. Matt?
Congratulations to both of you, great game. I'm curious to know if anything about the game that you ended up playing surprised you based on how you thought that you might play coming into the game.
Nina, you'll start.
Yeah, I was surprised by how much control I had. I felt like I had a huge say in almost every vote, unless there was an idol that changed things. I was surprised. Seeing Luke was a surprise for me. I was his tribe handler 3 weeks ago also. So that was a surprise to me that I got to work with him, and that we never even spoke about working together, really. It was just kind of known. And so and similar-ish to David, it was just kind of, I had a lot of alliances where we didn't even sometimes need to talk before tribal. We would just know that indirectly we were getting the same information because we were so connected, that we would sometimes not even check in, and we would still be voting together. And I was surprised we were able to pull off things like that. Yeah.
Great. David?
Yeah, I think for me it goes back to being surprised that I still got it. And to be fair, and explain, I did a lot of prep for this. I watched a ton of videos, both with Outlast, but a lot of other LRGs. So, some of you know that I'm sort of familiar, or, I wanted to just study the game. I just totally geek out over, all things the show that we don't talk about. And part of my prep was I was worried. I'm 42 years old and I'm aging in dog years right now. And it was funny, the first time we had the tribe together, the new tribe, Kayla said, you don't look 42. And that's because I dyed my hair before we came out. My beard is much whiter. I didn't know if my parents would even recognize me. And I felt like I had to do that I knew we were going to be playing with a lot of 20-year-olds, and somebody that's in their 40s or 50s is like survivor old. You know what I mean? They're not like, old, but there's a lot of things that I approach a game thinking of, like, how will this help me get a step further? And I was surprised that it seemed like overall it worked.
Kayla?
Hi, congratulations, you guys. My question is, how did you stay in control of the vote when it was changing so rapidly, like on the path to tribal?
David, you're up.
Yeah, it was a lot of tribals were moving fast. And when I see some of you, there were some where, like, I'm being told actually the vote's going here, and we're playing a game of telephone. We're running around, and there were times where, I'm okay with, not trying to push back and change a vote at the last second if it doesn't really matter for my end game. But there was also times that, quite a few of you, I at the last minute pulled a vote off of you, and I said, why don't we do this instead? And people say, is that what we should do? I said, yeah, and it's, you quickly got to go see all your people and make sure, you have at least majority. Yeah, and it's hard in this format. We don't have like a whole day or 3 days to communicate. It's a rush, and sometimes we don't have any time. We just walk straight in here and vote.
I think that I felt like I had power because I was in a lot of alliances where I knew they trusted me, so I trusted them, and so I would often make eye contact with people. We would figure something out. We would sometimes switch it at the end. I would have Eric and David saying that they'll vote who I want, so I felt the power from that, and I felt the control with the immunity necklace, because right after a challenge, people would want to talk to me first. So I would often be the first person who would be able to start making the moves and making the calls.
Congrats, both y'all, well deserved. Mine's gonna be a different question. Mine's gonna be about the money. There's a charity part of it. So I'm gonna give you time now to discuss which charity you're gonna donate to and why.
I was thinking about that. I actually didn't think about that until like half an hour ago. It's tied. I don't know yet. It would be either between a charity that supports reproductive health. I know a lot of you saw my uterus tattoo that I have. When Roe v. Wade was overturned, that was a huge problem for me, and I would love to support that. I would also, I mean, I guess I could do, I don't know if you can do half and half, but I also think that in our country, one of the biggest problems that is causing so many other problems is the amount of unhoused people that we have. And working in the hospital, I see a lot of patients who don't have housing, and we have to discharge them to the streets, and it's horrible, and I hate that, and I would love to donate to that.
Yeah, I love the question. Thanks for asking. And it's something I actually did put a lot of thought into, because if someone didn't ask this question, I think after it all ended, I would have announced this. There's a few different roles I do in my life. I used to work in corporate jobs, and the last time I played in a game like this, I was a sensitive human resources manager, because that's what I was at that point. This time I'm an urban farmer, which I am. I own an urban farm, and in future games I have other characters I want to play too. But this time I'm the urban farmer, and I own an urban farm, and a big part of what we do is donate our extra vegetable seedlings to underserved communities, nonprofits, that sort of thing. And there's a nonprofit called Activities, Recreation, and Care that works with people with special needs, and So I donate. My understanding is there's a donation, then we also get a cash donation. I'm just donating the whole thing to them so they can have it guarded.
Jess.
Kudos to both of you for playing amazing games. David, in talking to the people on the jury, it seems like almost every single person sitting over here either thought they were your number one or an integral part of your end game. And I need to know how you masterfully pulled that off without any of us figuring it out until we were sitting over here.
Yeah, thank you for asking. My assumption coming into the game is that I'm going to be seen as what I look like. I'm a taller guy. I used to be kind of athletic. I don't know what happened out there recently, but I was not good. But I assume my biggest strength you all might see is my challenge strength. But I wanted to come in here and have another even bigger strength, which is my social strength. So it was deliberate conversations. All of you, I would have been honored to sit in the finals. If Nina couldn't have made it, especially when we got swapped, if she was out, one of you would have been replaced with her. So it was intentional, and I tried not to be, like salesy about it and be like, hey, you want to be, but I tried to let it happen naturally and take those opportunities to be able to meet with people, like if it's at a challenge or at the toilet or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, just find opportunities to meet with people. And, I was being genuine. Like, I would want to have to work with all of you, but like the reality is we have to vote people out. So if some are getting voted out, I still want to have other options to go deep with one of you all.
Lauren.
I would love to know the reason why I was treated like that and why I should get over it and pick one of you over the other.
Treated like, you mean like voted out? And
kind of all of back at camp and talking about how there was no point in being dishonest at that point in time, and
Yeah.
all of that, and all of the things that both of you said to me repeatedly about things that felt more like extra.
Yeah, it was all real, and it was up in the air when we were at camp, and it wasn't when I said that. So basically, it had come down to we were at, what was it, 5, and none of us thought that we could beat you at the end. I don't think any of us could, and I love you as a person. David loves you as a person. We both loved the idea of sitting next to you at the end. And I was definitely into that idea. And I knew that it was easier for you to promise that to me because you knew that you could beat me. Whereas for me, I didn't think I could beat you. But I was still willing to do it. And then I had a conversation with Eric, where he said, who's going to win at the end with you, David, and Lauren? And I said, Lauren. And he said, okay, well, it's a game. So it's not that deep, and you need to do what you need to do. And I did. And it was really hard. And I wasn't lying to you when I was saying it was Julian, because it was Julian. And then I got David and Eric to switch because I thought that was my last chance to get you out. And then basically at that point I knew that I could get to the end and have a chance at winning, whereas before it was I could probably get to the end, but I'm not going to win. And I would rather get 4th place than 2nd place.
Yeah, that's all accurate. No offense to any of you, but I feel like I can beat anyone in the end. So I wasn't afraid of you, Lauren, being in the finals with me. That was something that I'm comfortable with. Of course, we thought it was the final 3, so of course there could be the issue of you get 4 and 3, and our votes sort of get divided. So that's on my mind. I never I didn't see the final 3 with anyone besides you and her. So literally, I found out about this as we're walking down here, and I just looked at her and I said, "Is this what you want to do? Do you want to do this? Because I know it's better it gives us a better shot at this thing, which is what we all should be doing. You should be trying to win it, So I'm sorry you probably felt lied to. You, at least for me, you weren't. I just on the walk in, we had 5 minutes to scramble before that, and I thought it was locked on Julian, and then it's a great game move, and I'm sorry you're the one that was on the receiving end of it, though.
All right, Julian.
First things first. Guys, we're playing Outlast. It's the final 2. I want to know why you guys are excited to be here and what Outlast means to you, because it means so much to me, and I would like to cast my vote for someone who shows true passion for the game. And would be a representation of what this season had to offer, which was a lot of good gameplay, good characters, good relationships. So just explain to me why you think you are the deserving winner of Outlast that represents us.
For a lot of the reasons I already said, but obviously I'm connected to my dad, who had a good experience on the show that he was on, and I fell in love with this, and for the last 15 years or whatever it's been, 20 years, I watched every episode. I just think about it all the time, and coming into this season that we just played, I prepared. I did so many things that I wanted to try to position myself to have a shot at winning, and it the game, the format of it, if we vote each other off, of course it's going to be messy and and emotional and that sort of thing, but I feel like I came into it this season of I need to try to win, I do, and because I'm going to regret it, because I'm a Survivor nerd like all of you guys, you're going to I'll wake up tomorrow, or maybe it takes a couple weeks or whatever, that I'm just gonna obsess over it, and like, why didn't I put myself out there? And I'm really proud of myself for, like, I won the final immunity, which was a hard one, and then also, I want a shot at this thing, and reinforce that I have what it takes, and I did a lot to get here.
Yeah, I started watching the format of this show, of this game, in show form, if you know what I mean. During COVID, after I got out of a really abusive relationship. So this game means so much to me. And watching so many people, I just watched back to back to back every single season. And just seeing people, mostly seeing women get to the end to win, they're strategizing. All of it was so empowering, and I remember thinking, I can do that. And I came here trying to channel that, trying to channel the Parvatis, the Aubreys, all of those badass women, and trying to strategize as literal as much as I can, trying to be as positive as I can, talk to everyone. And I am extremely competitive, so I did want to maybe hide my challenge threat, but when I get out there, I can't handle it. I can't handle the controlling of, I just have to try my hardest. And I'm a competitive person, and I like to win. So I love playing this game and games like this, and I'm so excited to be here, and I'm surprised, but I'm happy, yeah.
Eric, wrap us up. I'm gonna ask you something really hard. I'm kidding. I'm not gonna ask you a question. Congratulations to both of you. You were both outstanding players. The plan we had towards the end there worked out great, but there were a lot of configurations and it was very hard. There were a lot of hard decisions, and that's why the social game really came into play. You guys did outstanding connections, and I think that's why you're both here at the final. And kudos to both of you.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. All right, Nina and David, you will now have 2 minutes to wrap up.
So I had a final three that was different than David's final three. And I was able to push for my final three, which was Eric, David, and I. Unfortunately, it didn't end there, which was a surprise. And I feel as though, besides a couple of the votes, like Luke, who was a surprise, and Rachel, I knew where, well, I guess I knew where those were going, but I had, okay, and Jess, I had control of those votes, and I pushed for those votes, and I think that that is what makes the game this game. It's not easy, and there's been a lot of tears between David and I. But it has been such an amazing journey with all of you, and these 4 days have felt so long, but they've been so good, whatever happens here. And I'm so proud of both of our games. I know that we both kind of started at similar places, and we branched off at the swap, and we were able to form different connections there. And I think what helped me more was that I was able to form connections with people and not vote them off, whereas you then had to, because they were throwing the challenges. So I got to form new bonds with some new reds and some new grays, and that really helped me come merge. I could really work with those people and trust those people, and that's what brought me here. And again, my allies, especially my original blues, who sacrificed so that I could be here, and for Luke for staying with me at that sand pit. I'm just really grateful and I'm really happy, and I think all of you also did amazing, and yeah, thank you.
Great. All right, David, you're up.
Yeah, the way I just want to finish it is in 2012, I had flown home from California to Maine because my family was supposed to be starting a yurt camping business and everything was going slower. So I flew home to swing a hammer and build these yurts, and we're there. And a couple guys my dad had met down in Florida at a reality event wanted to play Survivor, play a game of Survivor, play a game of, from the show we don't talk about. So I'm there, and he's talking to these two guys about, we're going to do this thing, and I'm going, you're going to play Survivor in your backyard? Like, how dorky is that? I mean, like, I couldn't, like, we have so much else we need to do, and I end up flying home, not because of that, but eventually I go home, and I watch my mom's sending me, like, videos of what's happening during this thing, and it was like, mind explosion. I was watching Survivor, and you could play Survivor, in this thing, and from that, after that year, I flew home and I wanted to be a part of it. I was on the sidelines, as a volunteer, forming alliances and all that sort of thing. Like, I just saw myself, I wanted to be in the game, but it was at my parents' property. It's kind of an unfair advantage for me to be there, and it's so much better if you're, at a location that you're not familiar with. I just want to thank all of you for, being the players that you are, because this is what creates the feeling of having played the game that we all wanted to. You know what I mean? It's not like, clearly none of you here just to have fun. I mean, you're here to, you want to have fun, but also, whatever it is you're looking to get out of this thing. And that's what makes it worth me putting my life on hold for 5 days or a week. And I'm going to be now I got to make up all that time with my wife because she's watching the kids this whole week. But it's worth it for me. Like, I wanted to be here. Thank you for showing up. You're all stars in my eyes. So thank you.
All right, Jerry, the power now swings over to you. You're going to go to the voting booth and write down the name of the person you think deserves to win the game. You'll head to the voting booth and write down the name of the person who'd like to win the game, either Nina or David. These are good votes. This is the first time you want to see your name, so make sure you're writing down the person you'd like to win the game for whatever reason you think that that they should win the game.
Whoa. Well,
Right back here, and I'm not crying this time.
You both played a fantastic game. This has been a really tough decision. I think you're both very, very valid winners.
Okay. Honestly, my mind was very much on David before, but I think Nina had better answers. But I would prefer to vote for the person who I think represents our season really well.
All right, that was totally awesome. That was such a great experience. Outlast is amazing. The whole crew, production, staff, everything, amazing.
Great, we're going to do the votes. We're going to read this. So what is at stake? The $500 prize, cash prize for you, the $500 donation to the charity of your choice. We do create a Todd Pop from Todd Herzog, the winner of Survivor China. He'll create one in your likeness. A couple other fun little prizes. And of course the title of the Outlast champion for season 3. With that, I'll get to the votes. First vote. Nina.
David, you're amazing. What a game. Nina, I gotta hand it to you. Your connections, your gameplay, outstanding. Congratulations.
Next vote. David.
we made I made you a deal back during the swap. If you help me finish my story, I would help you finish yours. And you're such a great person, and I love you. I've grown love for you over that past few days. Can't wait to hang out with you after the game. And it's in the bloodline, man. It's in the bloodline. So I think you have a future of doing other things besides this in the same realm, if you get what I mean. So it's going to be for David. You earned it, man. Completely controlled this game. Well done.
1 vote Nina, 1 vote David. Just a reminder, it takes 6 votes to win. Next vote. Nina.
She is an absolute badass, and she literally laid out her game all in front of me, and that just, it makes me mind blown because she had so much control, and I really want to see a woman win this because we haven't had a last winner yet, so Nina, has my vote for her.
Next vote. David.
It became abundantly clear to me who I would vote for, especially in this final two, when it seemed like every single jury member came back and said, no, I felt really good with David. And it was just like, okay, he made everyone in this game feel comfortable. So I think you absolutely played a game that deserves the win. And you should be insanely proud of yourself because you did so well. Congrats.
2 votes Nina, 2 votes David. Next vote. Nina.
Nina, you are a badass. You're a competition beast. You were in power positions this entire game. And I think it would be incredible for you to be the first woman to win Outlast. I also felt like you were, even though I was on the outs for a lot of this game, you were someone that always was willing to at least talk with me. And I don't know that I always felt that from David as much. So you're the winner in my book. You should be really proud of your game.
And David.
But I think that one person had a little bit more control over situations than another. And I think that person was David.
3 votes Nina, 3 votes David. Next vote. David.
Just remarkable, awesome person. I'm so glad I got to meet you and play with you, and your game was just flabbergasting. Kudos to you.
It's 4 votes David, 3 votes Nina. Next vote. David.
I love Nina as a person, but as she described, this is not the best friend games. So I'm voting for David. David, you did awesome. I'm glad you and your dad will hopefully be winners together.
5 votes David, 3 votes Nina. Next vote. And the winner of Outlast Season 3, David. Congratulations.
I really hope you get it. You played an amazing game, and I'm so happy that I met you. I can't wait to stay in contact. This has been a fantastic experience all around, and I can't wait to relive it when we watch the episodes in probably January.
You absolutely controlled the game, and I think you deserve this, so congratulations.
I see both of these finalists as extremely worthy winners that could very easily play the game that they played in this one and win 99% of other LRGs. Unfortunately, it does have to be one person, and I think what gives David the edge over Nina, in my mind, is that he was always seen as this leader of the Blues, and so rarely does the leader or the person that's perceived to be leading and dictating votes make the end, and make the end in the way that he did with so many promised number ones. So I think he played a breathtaking game, and I think Nina played extremely well as well. Unfortunately, I can only vote for one.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
David, congratulations. You are officially the Outlast champion for Season 3. Here's your cash money.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say?
I said it during when it was, when we were clapping. But this is up there for me with one of the best experiences of my life. I'll relish it forever. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, and thank everybody here. Thank you all.
I'm gonna play hard. I'm gonna try to play smart. I don't want to go out early. I know luck's a factor, but I'm gonna do everything I can to put myself in a great position to get to the end. And I hope in 4 days from now, I'll be giving my final Trouble Council speech, and the next time you record me doing this, I'll have $500 more in my pocket. Not that I play about the money, but still, that'd be nice to have.
Just thank this incredible cast, those that are here, and those not here with us. Thank you for an amazing season, being an amazing group. Everyone's been talking about how just brilliant this cast has been, so thank you all very, very much. I also need to thank all of my volunteers and production team, the entire, as I said at the beginning of this, and I'll continue to say it, I get to kind of be the face of this thing, but this is nothing without all of the people, I mean, most of that group. Just the amazing, amazing people that are a part of this production team and the volunteer team. A lot of the cast has come back from previous seasons, which we hope many of you will do. So thank you to all the production team and the volunteers. Thank you. And obviously thank you to the Hunter Farm, the Hunter family, for providing us this beautiful location to host our game year after year and take such great care of us. So we thank them. John, I don't know where you are, but thank you. Yeah, this has been an incredible season. Every season it's different and it's exciting. And you all made it that way, and you truly chose your own adventures, which was really exciting.